Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishno Rakshatu no Jagattraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasitravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishnadeva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tisthati Vishwametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sri Narayana, with blessings of Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swamiji, the continuing Bhagavad Gita. We are in chapter 14, Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. We finished sloka 4 in last session. We'll start with sloka 5. With sloka, I'll share my screen. Hope you can see.
Yes, and we can see it, yeah.
Okay. Please chant. Sattvam Rajastama iti
Sattvam Rajastama iti
Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha
Prakriti Sambhavaha
Nibadhanti Mahabaho
Nibadhanti Mahabaho
Dehinamam
Dehinamavayam
Let's chant together.
Sattvam Rajastama iti Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha Nibadhanti Mahabaho Dehinamavayam.
Okay. So, just a quick recap. So, we are Atma, right? We are Atma. We are in this body that is made up of Prakriti, elements of Prakriti. And we are acquiring the qualities of Prakriti. When we are influenced by the qualities of Prakriti, we learned that. And we also learned earlier that we are taking birth again and again because of our attachment to the effects of this gunas of Prakriti. Right? So we briefly touched upon, Lord Krishna briefly touched upon the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas gunas of Prakriti. Right? Now, Lord Krishna is going to explain in detail about these three gunas. That's why this chapter, name of the chapter is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Right? So let's start. Okay. So Lord Krishna is saying, Hey Mahabaho, Arjuna, Sattvam, Rajaha, Tamaha, iti gunaha. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas gunas. Prakriti Sambhavaha, born from the Prakriti. So they are not our qualities. And when I say our, they are not Atma qualities. They are the qualities of Prakriti. They are born from Prakriti. And what do? Nibadhanti. They bind us. Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. Dehe means in the body. Dehinam is the self, Atma, the one who is in the body. Okay, one who is possessing, one who is residing in the body, that is Atma, which is Avyayam, the immutable, imperishable. Okay, so the imperishable Atma, imperishable self, or imperishable Jivatma is it is bound due to the three gunas, that are born from Prakriti. Very simple. Okay. So if we say that our previous karmas are going to bind us, okay, if our previous karmas are going to bind us in this body or in a sequence of bodies, then there is no guarantee when we will get liberation, isn't it? Because we are carrying so much karmic bondage. So yes, we have the karmic bondage that we are carrying, but the most important thing is this particular life that we got. Okay, so whatever we do in this life really matters. It doesn't matter what are millions of births that happened earlier. That's why Lord Krishna is giving us these principles and saying that Achirenadi Gacchati, right? I mean, we will get it soon. There is no matter what body that we are in, we can get liberation. We can achieve our goal. He didn't say you have to clear all your karmic bondage, then only you'll get it. Then there will not be any hope for anybody. Isn't it? So the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas Gunas of the Prakriti are the ones that are binding us. Okay. If we are able to overcome that, then we will overcome the binding. We will be liberated. Okay. It is not like if I clear my karmic bondage, then only I'll get liberation. It is if I am able to clear, if I am able to liberate myself from the effects of these three gunas, then I'll get liberation. Okay, but it's not easy. Okay, so we'll learn more about it. Okay. Any questions? No? Okay, we'll move on to the next sloka. Fix. Listen. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात्
prakasakamanāmayam
प्रकाशकमनामयम्
sukha sangena badhati
सुखसंज्ञेन बध्नाति
jnana sangena chanagha.
ज्ञानसंज्ञेन चानघ.
Listen together.
तत्र सत्त्वं निर्मलत्वात् प्रकाशकमनामयम् सुखसंज्ञेन बध्नाति ज्ञानसंज्ञेन चानघ.
Hey Anagha, Arjuna, O sinless one. Tatra sattvam. Tatra is there, right? So in those three qualities. So earlier in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, Sattvam, Rajaha, Tamaha, three qualities. So Tatra, in those three qualities, in these three qualities, Sattvam, Sattva, Nirmalatvat, being pure, Nirmalam, is probably you understand. Nirmalatva, being pure, because of freedom from qualities that hinder us from elimination. Freedom from qualities that hinder. So basically, whatever is blocking us, it will clear. Whatever is blocking our knowledge, our illumination, okay, our happiness, it will clear. So so being pure due to those qualities which will clear our blockages. Prakasakam, illuminating, is the literal meaning of illuminating. What is it illuminating? It is revealing the true nature of the objects. Okay. It is revealing true nature of objects. Anamayam. Anamayam is wholesome, healthy, not causing sickness, pain or sickness. So it is something that is beneficial for us. It is not causing us pains. So Lord Krishna explained about Sattva quality, Sattva quality. It is the one that illuminates us, causes illumination, causes us to see things clearly. It reveals the true nature of everything around us. Okay, it will be very clear to us. Will be knowledgeable in right. You can think of that way, and it is it does not cause any harm to us. It does not give pains to us. But he's saying Badhnati, because all three are binding us. Even Sattva is also binding. So how does it bind us? Badhnati, it binds. Sukha Sangena, Jnana Sangena. Sukha Sangena is by attachment to happiness. Ena means by. Okay. So Sukha Sangena, by attachment to happiness. And Jnana Sangena, by attachment to knowledge. Okay.
Prasad garu, so I mean, good question, Linda. Sorry. I mean, happiness, because I know we don't want to look at external object for the happiness, right? So we have happiness within internal happiness. I mean, within us only, right?
Yeah.
So that's the happiness. Assuming that that's the thing we are getting pretty much, right? Not from the external object, right? Okay, self happiness.
Yeah, so very good question. So this happiness is not due to the sensory pleasures, not due to satisfaction of our desires. Okay, this happiness is about the happiness that we experience when we have the knowledge, when we are able to realize ourselves. We think that we are able to realize ourselves when we are able to get the knowledge, right? So it's related to knowledge and how we see things very clearly. From that, we get the happiness. So if we are not able to see things clearly, we don't get happiness.
Right.
It's always some kind of pains will be there with us.
So my question is, sorry, my question is, because I'm sure at some point, right, he's going to say we should not have even sattva, right? I think we need to overcome that one as well to go to next level, right? My question is, because happiness, that's internal happiness, right? I mean, yes, I agree. Knowledge at least reveal knowing that okay, I'm not the body, I'm Atma, self, and all those things, right? And I'm fine. I mean, I think that's Paramatma also saying that we need to find happiness internally rather than going something outside, right? But that's sattva guna. Then how do I overcome that? Right? That means I should not be even happy. Kind of thing.
So we should not be attaching ourselves to the results. Okay. First of all, we should not do any activity expecting a result.
Right.
And we should not think that that result is for us. With the sattva quality, the result is happiness. So if we are doing anything with the quality that is supported by sattva or sattva quality, then we are going to get happiness. Okay, but that happiness is not what we are looking for. See, everything is very simple. If we do the activity, leave the result to God, or offer the result to Paramatma, right? So that happiness that we get, it is for my happiness, right? Then that principle is gone, right? I'm not offering that to Paramatma. It is for that experience of happiness I am doing it.
Right.
So I get attached to it. So next time I will do it for that sake of happiness. So it is as bad as there are other things as well. Like where we have a desire to get something and we do the work and get the result and enjoy the result. This is exactly same. Only thing is this is better than the other ones. Right? You are getting the knowledge,
right.
And that knowledge, with that knowledge, whatever you are doing, that is giving you happiness. Now, yes, I mean, all these three, we cannot escape. All of us will have these three qualities. What we need to do is we should not be attached to the results of those three qualities. So we are doing some activity. The body is the agent working under the influence of these three qualities. It does its work. It produces result. Okay. If I'm under the influence of sattva, it produces the result of happiness. I get attached to that result of happiness. I am bound.
Okay.
If I don't get attached to that happiness, which is the result of that sattva quality, then I will be overcoming the sattva. So overcoming the three qualities means not getting rid of them completely. Not being attached to those the results of those qualities. See, the qualities are there in Prakriti. Our body will have them. See, first of all, we don't have that quality. I mean, Atma does not have that quality. What is happening is we are getting attached to the results of those qualities. Right? So, a perfect example is when you have water. Water does not have the quality of hot, right? But when it is heated, it gets the quality of the temperature rises, right? So it is acquiring that heat from the external energy, okay, the stove or whatever. So we are, I mean, that is a result of that. We are heating it. So the water is getting heated. So water by itself does not have the quality, but it acquired the result of that heating, which is the temperature rise. So here sattva is it's good, no problem. Yeah, it's not bad compared to others, right? But it is producing the result is happiness, okay, and the result is knowledge. Okay, so we are if we are attached to that, if I have the sattvic quality, I get attached to it. Or if I don't overcome that quality, then I will be attached to the results of that quality, which is happiness and knowledge. Right?
Got it. Thank you.
So we get attached to that, the activities of sattva, which is like a learning activity. So what happens is We forget about Paramatma, we forget about offering the results to God, doing it as service to God. We say, oh, I'm reading it for myself, I'm getting knowledge, I'm enjoying it. Right? Or I'm practicing the principles of self-realization, I'm, I'm getting the happiness, right? So if I'm attached to the any results of our activities, we will be bound.
Will be behind. Never done.
So we have to do any activity without expecting result, without attaching to that activity, right? And also with detachment. Nishkama karma we have to do.
Shamaka.
So here in this particular case, that activity is happening under the influence of Sattva Guna, whatever may be the activity. So that produces as a result. We have to do that activity without attachment. Do not get attached. But if you don't overcome the sattva, we get attached to that result.
So even getting knowledge itself is also not kind of some kind of, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I mean, so getting knowledge is not bad, right? See, if I'm eating food is good or bad?
You have to eat, right? I mean, eating food is
You
okay.
have to eat.
Limit.
It is good. But we should not feel that I'm eating for myself, for my own enjoyment, my sensory pleasure. We should not be doing it with attachment. But we have to do that, otherwise we cannot live. Right? So here we have to, of all the three qualities, Sattva is the one that we need to develop.
Superior to
right?
the other two, but still.
But do not get attached to the results of those activities that we are doing with the Sattva. Even overcome Sattva also. That means you don't get attached to the result. Overcome Sattva doesn't mean like give up the quality. Yeah, give up the work. No, you have to do the work, but without attachment. That's what Lord Krishna says, right? So any activity that we do, we have to do it without attachment. Without attachment to the activity, without attachment to the results of the activity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, thinking that I am doing it.
Yeah.
Right? That we have to get rid of that.
And karta and all those things. Yeah. Thank you, Ania.
So I want to learn a lot of things. I want to see not only about ourselves, right? But maybe worldly knowledge as well. Right? Worldly as well as spiritual learning. So if my sattva is dominant, will come later, when whichever is dominant. I mean, I'll be more interested in learning related activities. Okay, knowledge oriented activities.
Yeah, very true. And I mean, we forget about God realization, and we get stuck in a lot of activity that gives us that happiness. So come.
Right. Yes. So when we are attached to sattva or the results of the sattva quality,
yeah,
it binds us. How does it bind? So when we say it binds us, means we will take birth again, right? We are not liberated. So we'll take another body. So we take the next body to experience the fruits of the activities that we did earlier in the previous. So whatever were the qualities that we were possessing in our previous life, it will, though, I mean, we will carry that impressions of those qualities, right? So we'll continue in the direction of learning again. Okay, we'll be more motivated towards learning related activities. Okay, and again, pursuing the happiness through those activities. So it is going from one body to another body. We are in basically, going to the next level of sattva, next level of sattva, like that. Right. But doesn't mean that other two will not influence. So one who is born with in a sattvic family could pursue the sattvic activities, can be influenced by other two gunas and get destroyed. So it is all three are possible. Like one who is born with rajasic tendencies can move towards sattvic. We'll come to that later. Okay. Okay, so we'll move on to the next sloka. Sloka 7. Please chant. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi
Rajo ragatmakam vidhi
Krishna sanga samudbhavam
Krishna
Krishna sanga
samudbhavam
samudbhavam
tannibadhnati kaunteya
tannibadhati
tannibadhnati
kaunteya
kaunteya
karma sangena dehinam.
karma
karma
sangena
sangena
dehinam.
dehinam
Let's chant together.
Rajo ragatmakam
vidhi
vidhi
Krishna
Krishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadhnati kaunteya
karma
karma
sangena
sangena
dehinam.
dehinam.
Okay. Lord Krishna is saying, now talking about Rajas, right? Ekaunteya, O Arjuna, Rajaha Vidhi. Know that Rajas quality. Vidhi means know. Many times it will come. Rajaha Vidhi, know that Rajas quality. Raga Atmakam, causes passion, lust, desire. Raga is passion, lust, desire. Okay. Krishna Sanga Samudbhavam causes the desires and attachments. Okay. Krishna means desire for all sensory enjoyments. Okay. We have 5 senses, right? So desire for the sensory experiences, that is Krishna. And Sangha is attachment. So here attachment to be with children, friends, family, relation, like that, right? So Trishna Sangha Samudbhavam. So it causes, so Rajas causes that, it causes the desire to experience the sensory pleasures and to be with, to be attached with others. Okay. And so explained about Rajas. Tannibadhnati, tat nibadhnati, that binds. Dehinam karma sangena. Karma sangena, again, yena. So by attachment to work. Sangha means attachment. Karma is work. karma sangena, by attachment to work. Dehinam, the self, embodied self. So it binds us by attachment to work. So Sattva is binding us by attachment to happiness and knowledge. Rajas is binding us by attachment to work. Okay. Any questions?
Is it attachment to work? What is that?
Yeah. Karma sangena. Okay. So let's move on to the next sloka. We'll go more deep. Lord Krishna explained a lot. So as we move forward, we'll understand more. Okay, next sloka. Listen. Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
mohanam sarvadehinam
Mohanam
mohanam
sarvadehinam
sarvadehinam
pramaadalasya nidrabhihi
pramadalasya
nidrabhihi
nidrabhihi
tannibadhati bharata.
tannibadhati bharata.
Let's chant together. Tamastvajnanajam
Tamastvajnanajam vidhi
Mohanam
mohanam
sarvadehinam
pramadalasya
alasya
nidrabhihi
nidrabhihi tannibadhati
tannibadhati
bharata.
bharata.
Very simple, like formulas, explaining the definitions. Okay. Hey Bharata, Arjuna, Tamaha Vidhi. Tamastvajnanajam Vidhi, right? So Tamaha Vidhi. Know that tamas quality. Okay. So explaining about tamas. Ajnanajam, born from ignorance. And what does it do? Sarva dehinam mohanam. Causes delusion to all embodied beings. So it causes delusion. It's born out of ignorance and causes delusion. Delusion is perverse knowledge, not being able to see things clearly as they are, right? Understanding it differently or completely opposite. Okay, it's opposite of knowledge, opposite of right knowledge. Tat nibadhati, that binds. How does it bind? Pramada alasya nidrabhihi. Pramada alasya nidrabhihi is 3 words, but they're all by. So by pramada. So pramada is not accident. Pramada is lack of attention. Okay. Lack of attention that causes one to do something different than their duty. So I am supposed to do something, but
Carelessness.
yeah, I'll be doing something else. Okay. Lack of attention. Alasya is laziness. Okay. Not able to act. Nidra is sleep. Nidra is sleep, and not sleeping physically, may not be sleeping physically, but basically, not not making our senses active as they should be. Like basically not making our senses function. Okay. So reluctance to make them function. You can imagine, all these three, right? So the tamas causes pramada alasya nidravihi. And by those, it binds us. So if we have these three qualities, then and we are attached to them, then we get bind. So now sleep is important, right? But getting attached to that sleep, enjoying that sleep, right? That is what is attachment, right? So yeah, these three. So we are if we are not doing our duty, then and doing something else, or we are careless, we are having lack of attention, we are lazy, sleepy, not using our senses properly. These are all the qualities that are born out of tamas. Okay, tamas qualities. Okay, and it causes delusion in us. It's not, we are not able to see things clearly. I mean, when we don't see things clearly, all these things happen from pramada alasya nidra. And it is born out of ignorance. Okay. Any questions? If not, we'll move on. Next sloka. Please chant. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Sattvam sukhe sanjayati.
Rajah karmani bharata.
Rajah karmani bharata.
Jnanamavritya tu tamaha.
Jnanamavritya
Jnanamavrityatu
tamaha.
tamaha.
Pramade sanjayatyuta.
Pramade
Pramade
sanjayatyuta.
sanjayatyuta.
Let's chant together.
Sattvam
Sattvam
sukhe
sanjayati.
sanjayati. Rajah
Rajah
karmani
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 bharata.
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 Jnanamavritya tamaha.
Jnanamavritya
Tamaha.
tamaha.
Pramade
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 sanjayatyuta.
sanjayatyuta.
sanjayatyuta. Lord Krishna is saying, Hey Bharata, Arjuna, Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. Sattva causes attachment to happiness. Okay. So again, kind of summarizing, right? So Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. Rajah Karmani Bharata. So Rajah Karmani. Rajas causes attachment to actions. Tamaha Jnanam Avrutya. Tamas, Jnanam is knowledge. Avrutya, after covering. After covering the knowledge. So tamas, after covering the knowledge of understanding things as they are. Pramade sanjayati, causes attachment to lack of attention. Right? So Sattvam causes attachment to happiness, Rajas causes attachment to work, and Tamas causes attachment to laziness and um, you know lack of attention and all that. Okay, so Tamas is we need to understand Tamas causes ignorance. So like if you want to understand like one word, Tamas, ignorance, Sattva, knowledge, right? And Rajas is activity. Okay, so one who is doing things that are different from what they're supposed to do is having which quality?
Tamas.
Tamas. And one who is doing forbidden activities?
That's Rajas.
Tamas.
Sorry, Tamas. So what did you say that? What use?
Forbidden. Forbidden. Like
Inactive,
you're
yeah.
not supposed to do things.
Yes, Tamas.
Okay. And Rajas, people are doing the activities that they are supposed to do, but they are getting attached to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It's better.
So they're getting attached to the sensory pleasures. So they're working towards the sensory pleasures. To experience those sensory pleasures, and then they are getting attached to them. Okay. Okay, next sloka. Okay. Listen. Rajastamascha
Rajastamascha-bhibhuya
Sattvam bhavati bharata.
Tattvam
Sattvam
bhavati bharata.
bharata
Rajasattvam tamaschaiva.
Rajasattvam
Rajasattvam
tamasyaiva.
Tamasattvam rajastatha.
Tamasattvam rajastatha.
Let's chant together.
Rajastamascha-bhibhuya
Rajastamascha
Sattvam
Tattvam bhavati
bhavati
bharata.
bharata
Rajasattvam
Rajasattvam
tamasyaiva.
tamasyaiva
Tamasattvam
Tamasattvam
rajastatha.
tatha.
Very nice sloka. So Lord Krishna, so we have so our body is made up of elements of Prakriti, and we have all three qualities. So, right? So do we possess all these three qualities equally?
No.
No,
No.
then Srishti cannot happen.
So, I mean, so if all of us have all these three qualities equally, then we all will be behaving exactly the same way, right? Someone, all of us will be, doing the same things, right? We'll never be, or we all could be lazy, or we'll never be lazy. But we see people all with all different behaviors, right? Some are angry, hatred, and some some are very caring, some are interested in learning and distributing knowledge. Some are interested only in activities outside. Some are just simply enjoying lazy. So all these three, any human being, I mean, of course, this applies to all beings, but any human being, has only these three in different combinations. Okay, and not only that, these combinations vary from time to time. Okay, so depending on what we are acquiring from the nature, what we are getting influenced with our knowledge, we are getting influenced by the Prakriti, the effects of the qualities of Prakriti. So we acquire those. I mean, we are under the influence of those three qualities. So depending on our choice, we are able to increase or decrease the percentage of this quality in us for all three of them, and at different points of time. Need not be always same throughout our life, right? So Lord Krishna is saying, Sattvam bhavati, Sattva quality becomes. Bhavati means becomes, or persists, prevails. Okay, you can also take it that way. Rajaha tamaha eva abhibhuya. After overpowering, after abhibhuya is after overpowering Rajas and Tamas. So Sattva prevails after overpowering or dominating Rajas and Tamas. Okay, and at some other time or for some other being, right? If you are talking about all beings at the same instant, one is having Sattva dominant quality compared to Rajas and Tamas. Another being is, Lord Krishna is saying, Rajaha Sattvam Tamaha. Rajaha Abhibhuya. Sorry, Rajaha Bhavati Sattvam Tamaha Abhibhuya. So those Bhavati Abhibhuya are understood. So that's why the sloka sounds very nice. So Rajaha, Rajas quality shines after overpowering Sattva and Tamas. Okay. So another being, another person, Rajas is more dominant. It is shining more. Because it is overpowering the other two qualities in that person. Tatha, likewise, Tamaha Sattvam Rajaha. Tamas is for another person. If you take another person, Tamas is shining after overpowering Sattva and Rajas. So these three qualities, one dominates over the other two. Then you say that person is, let's say Sattva is dominating the other two, then that person is Sattvic at that instant. Rajas is dominating over Sattva and Tamas, then that person is Rajasic at that instant. And Tamas is dominating over Sattva and Rajas, and Tamasic person is Tamasic at that instant. Okay. Any questions?
So how is there a KPI, like on what state we are in our at any good moment of time? Are we in Rajas, are we in Sattva, Sattvic, are we in Tamas? How do we know what state we are in? Because we don't. I know this.
What state we are in at that moment? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yes. That's my question. How do we know?
So, I mean, if we are displaying that, the behavior associated with that quality, right? I'm attached to the work, right? Activity is my focus. Then I'm Rajasic. I'm lazy at that time, or having lack of attention, sleepy. Then I'm Tamasic at that moment. I'm more interested in learning, developing myself, right? So I'm Sattvic at that instant. Got it, Annie? So we can check ourselves. Not only ourselves, we can look at anyone around us, and then we will be able to say what quality is dominant. So easy,
Yeah.
right? So, um, so we have these three qualities in us: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Okay, one is dominating over the other two. Okay, at any instant of time, then we can be called as that person at that instant, like Sattvic person, Rajasic person, or Tamasic person. Okay, how does it? I mean, why I'm Sattvic or Rajasic or Tamasic at that instant? Why does that happen? Why one is dominating over the other two?
The past samskaras.
Very good. Yeah. So there are two reasons why we show one quality dominating over the other two. Okay, based on two criteria. First one is the past karmas, what we are carrying, the karmic bondage that we are carrying. Okay, the karmic bondage, vasanas, that package, whatever we are carrying. And the second is the food that we are consuming. Okay, I mean, food is food or whatever we are consuming through our senses. Could be whatever we are hearing, whatever we are seeing, whatever we eat, whatever we drink, smell, all. So our whatever we are carrying from our previous births and whatever we are experiencing this life. I mean, whatever food we are taking into our body, because the whatever we take has influence on us, right? Very simple. Someone takes alcohol, the body behaves that way. Very simple thing, right? It loses control. One become tamasic at that moment. Okay, or we take a food that is makes somebody very active. Some drugs may be there. They will not be able to sleep. They can't. They're like have to do something. The activity becomes their focus. Okay, so any whatever food that we are taking will make us will increase or decrease the levels of these three qualities in us. So if we take sattvic food, then our sattvic quality will rise compared to the other two. Okay, if we take rajasic food, rajasic quality will rise compared to the other two. Now, can we become sattvic completely by taking sattvic food?
No.
Need not be, because there are two criteria.
Yeah.
One, not one, right?
Yeah.
And so if if we take, somebody may take sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic food, doesn't matter. They're always in a constant state of one of the qualities, because their karmic bondage or vasanas are so powerful that whatever they eat, whatever they consume is not impacting them, right? But assuming, so we have a like neutral kind of platform that we are born with, then the food will show, our food may show effect on us, right? If we take sattvic food, we'll become more and more sattvic. Okay, and rajasic food will become rajasic. So we cannot change our past, right? So if I want to become sattvic, I need to eat sattvic food. If sattvic is my goal, then I need to eat sattvic food. It does not guarantee that I may become sattvic overnight, but over a period of time I may become. But we have, if we take rajasic food, definitely it's going down the drain, going down only. Somebody is rajasic, they're eating rajasic food, they'll become more rajasic. If someone is rajasic and they eat sattvic food, it will act as a like medicine. It will try to cover it up, rajasic. So one of the things is sattvic food means we have to eat less also. That is another thing, not just eating food. Eating less is also sattvic. Anyway, so sattva, rajas, and tamas. So we understood so far. So there are two criteria, and we need to look at both of them. Okay. So if we are taking sattvic food and focusing on the knowledge, acquiring the knowledge of karma yoga, and we are able to practice it, we can clear our karmic bondage. Got it? So if let us say we are in a rajasic state or tamasic state, if we are able to take the sattvic food and acquire the knowledge, about karma yoga or practice karma yoga, then we will be able to clear our karmic bondage. That will make it easy for us to become sattvic again. So it is like a positive loop. Those who have done electronics. So if we give positive into that cycle, it will make us more and more positive. Okay, so we'll continuously improve. It is not that we will not be able to change ourselves, but it takes effort. Okay. So basically, which quality is dominant is what we need to see. No one is pure sattvic, pure rajasic, or pure tamasic. But that one of those qualities is dominant. That's all. And if they make an effort, they can change it. And it starts with the food. Okay. Move to sloka 11. Please chant. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin
Sarvadvareshu
Dehesmin
prakasa upajayate
Prakashamupajayate
jnanam yada tada vidyat
Jnanam yada tada
vidyat
vivruddham sattvamityuta.
Vivruddham
sattvamitita
sattvamithyuta
Let's chant together.
Sarvadvareshu
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 dehesmin
dehesmin
Prakashamupajayate
Prakashamupajayate Jnanam yada tada vidyat Vivruddham sattvamithyuta.
So when can we say Sattva is dominant, Rajas is dominant, or Tamas is dominant? There's a question that Paramji asked, right? Lord Krishna answered that here. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin. In all the gateways in this body. Dwara means a door, right? Gateway. Sarvadvara means all gateway. Dvareshu means in all the gateways. Dehesmin in this body. Okay, so the gateways of this body are the perception, right? We are taking in. Okay. Or out. Dwara means not just in, it is in or out, right? So jnanam yada prakase upajayate. When knowledge arises in illuminating, prakasa upajayate, arises in illuminating. So when knowledge is arising in revealing the true nature of the things. Okay. Tada vidyat, then know, sattvam vibruddham iti. Sattva quality has increased abundantly. So when the knowledge in all the, all the gateways of our body, when it is illuminating through the gateways of our body, in revealing true nature of the things, then we can say Sattva is dominant. Wait. Okay. So that knowledge, what is that knowledge that is illuminating through all the gateways?
regarding self.
In revealing true nature of the things means what do you understand?
Regarding ourselves, right? Regarding self. We are the true Atma, not the body. That knowledge, relate to that one. Right?
Very good. Yes. Yeah. We are able to see that everything that is manifested in this universe is a combination of Jivatma and Prakriti, right? And who is supporting them?
Paramatma.
Paramatma. So Paramatma is inseparable from both of them. And Paramatma is supporting all, right? And so we see all Jivatmas equally. So, we are able to apply that tattva jnana, the true reality, reality of the things in whatever, in whatever way whether we are seeing, whether we are eating, whether we are, whatever we may be doing, interacting with this universe, in this world, we are always having that knowledge. Right? So sattva is dominant when we are able to see the reality of everything around us. Okay. Let's move on to the next sloka. So when is Rajas? When can we say Rajas is dominating?
Too much of action.
Yes. Yeah.
Karma.
Please chant. Lobha pravrittirarambha
Lobha pravrittirarambha
karmanamasamasspruha
karmanamasamaspraha
rajasyetani jayante
rajasyetani jayante
jayante
vivruddhe bharatarshava.
vruddhi bharatarshava.
Let's chant together.
Lobha
Lobha
pravrittirarambha
pravrittirarambha
karmanamasamaspraha
karmanamasamasspruha
etani
Rajasyetani
jayante
Rajasyetajayante
vivruddhe
Vivruddhe
bharatarshava.
Bharatarshava. So Lord Krishna is saying, hey Bharatarshava, O Arjuna, lobha, stinginess, okay, pravrutti, tendency to be active without any useful purpose. Karmanam arambha, undertaking works, expecting results. Asamaha, uncontrolled senses, always active senses. Spruha, longing for the objects of senses, possessions, craving for them. Etani jayante, when all this occurs, rajasi vivruddhe, rajas has increased abundantly. So rajas is dominant. So rajasic qualities. So when one is showing these qualities, stinginess, okay, have lot of money but not using it for proper purpose. Money is one example with whatever positions they have. Pravrutti is a tendency to do activity, but there's no, useful purpose. What could be some examples? Anyone? Doing activities without having useful purpose.
Yeah.
Just driving without having anything. I don't know. I'm just gonna not productive. Going to a mall without any purpose, wasting time.
Yeah, that is one. But
Or
basically,
greed.
sorry, go ahead.
Greed.
Greed. Yeah, stinginess, greed go together, kind of. Greed also, yeah. I mean, perfect. So with greed, they are doing activities even though they may not need it, right?
Yeah.
Like they're acquiring more and more money, even though they have a lot of money, just for the sake of money. That is greed. Yeah, that is one example. So doing the activity just for the purpose of sensory pleasures, materialistic gains, is doing it without any useful purpose. If you are only interested in materialistic gains, that is useless purpose. So everything will come. Like if we have money, but we still want more money, or we have power, we still want more power. What we don't need it, but we still do it, right? So doing those activities is especially if it is for the sake of materialistic gains, or to feel more powerful, to have that sense of possession,
Hungry.
right? For that purpose, I'm doing the activity. Then
So
Rajasic.
I have a question. Let's say you are helping poor people or doing a lot of such kind of activities. Does it come under Rajas?
No. There is a useful purpose there.
But there also you're doing a lot of activities. You are basically, I see a lot of people getting their names.
So if someone is helping for the sake of getting something in return, right? So politicians, for example, politician is going to some place and then helping, saying that, oh, I'm helping you, or I'm going to help you, give me a vote or give me power. That is Rajasic.
So we
So,
read about that Sattvic Dan,
but
Rajasic
someone
Dan.
who is say, who is a social worker, okay, social worker, 20 hours a day is working for the betterment of people, useful purpose. Yeah, doing it not for their material gains, not for anything in return, for themselves, right? Doing it as service to God. That is sattvic activity. Perfect example, Sri Swamiji. Lot of activity since morning. I mean, maybe 2-3 hours of sleep. That's all. But 20 hours a day having activities. So those activities are not Rajasic activities. They are sattvic oriented, and not for the purpose of that happiness or material, the gains from those activities. Then you are overcoming that sattva also, right? So doing the activities, but not for as a service to ourselves, right? Service to Paramatma. If you do it, not expecting anything in return, not being attached to the results, always recognizing Paramatma is the one who is the energy behind everything, and doing it as an instrument of Paramatma, then it is sattvic, and overcoming that sattva quality also, not being attached to sattva. So here, The Rajasic people, they are doing activity for no purpose. I mean, it doesn't solve any purpose for them. Okay. So too much into sensory pleasures, activities that are related to sensory pleasures. Then next one is senses that are not controlled, which are always active. They want to see, enjoy, experience, and do the activities because of that. Undertaking activities with expectation of results. This is the opposite of our karma yoga, right? So most of us, if you don't have the knowledge, and even if you have the knowledge, it's difficult. We do the activities expecting the results. We expect doing the activity with expectation of results is Rajasic. Okay. So it is different from the goal. So we discussed several times. So we are expecting the result and we want to experience the happiness of getting that result. And that's why we are doing it. Right? So that is Rajasic. Okay. So these are all the, if one is showing this behavior, okay, then Rajas is dominant for them. Oh, I hope, can we do the last one? Tamas will complete Tamas also. Okay, quickly complete Tamas. Sorry. Please chant. Aprakasho pravrittischa
Aprakasho pravrittischa
pramado moha evacha
pramado moha eva cha
tamasyetani jayante
tamasyetani jayante
vivruddhe kuru nandana.
vruddhe kuru nandana.
Let's chant together.
Aprakasho pravrittischa pramado moha eva cha tamasyetani jayante vruddhe kuru nandana.
Lord Krishna is saying, Hey Kurunandana, O Arjuna, aprakasaha, absence of illumination or absence of knowledge. Apravrutti is laziness, not inclined to work. Okay. In Rajas, it is doing work with no purpose, no useful purpose. And Tamas is not inclined to work completely, inert, lazy, pramadaha, carelessness, or doing what should not be done, doing opposite. Mohaha, delusion. Delusion is perverse knowledge, conspiracy theories. Okay. Etani jayante, when all these occur, tamasi vivruddhe, tamas quality has increased abundantly. Or tamas is dominant. Okay. So Lord Krishna is saying tamas is dominant when we observe these things, right? We are not able to recognize or accept the true nature of the things. And, we have a lack of knowledge, delusion. We are feeling lazy, sluggish, not inclined to work or do our duties. We are doing some work that, if we are physically not well, that is exception. Okay, of course. If we cannot there's a physical problem, we cannot do it. But we are absolutely fine, but we don't want to do it. It's tamasic. Okay. Old person may not be able to. That doesn't mean tamasic. We are doing some work that should not be done is tamasic. If we are not focused on the work, that is tamasic. We are having delusion, which gives us false, misleading impressions. So what is real? We are not able to see that, and we see something different or opposite completely. We see things when when we don't. No, we see something when it is not there. Okay, or see what something is there, we see differently. That's all delusion. So, so when all these things occur for somebody, or when any of these, not all of them, when any of these are occurring, then we can say that tamas is dominant. Okay. So we learned about Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. How they bind us, and from where they are born, like they are born out of what, and what do they cause, and every being is having these three qualities, but one of them is dominant at any point of time. And how do we identify them? Each one of them is all given. Like when can we say Sattva is dominant? When can we say Rajas is dominant and Tamas is dominant? Based on the behaviors, that we can see. Okay. Any questions before we conclude? No? Thank you. We'll conclude. कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यज्जत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि श्रीमन्नारायणाय समर्पयामि सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु ओम अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः जय श्रीमन्नारायण जय श्रीमन्नारायण थैंक यू एवरीवन थैंक यू जय श्रीमन्नारायण
Thank you, sir. Jai Shri Manarayana. Thank you, sir.